Welcome to Ozarks Live. Thanks for joining us today. How you doing?
I'm just doing great. How you're doing?
I'm doing fine,
Good.
especially after you showed me that you got something cool to talk about here.
Oh, I do. Okay, so I was sitting in the green room having a little bite of lunch earlier, checking the Twitter, just to make sure the world hadn't blown up any more than it already has. And anyway, there's an outfit called Lights Camera Barstool. Okay, so it released its poll of favorite movie candy by state today. Okay, at that point, Twitter blew up.
Yeah,
just
it did. Now there's the map right there.
Yeah, here's the map. Now, if you look closely, by the way, they use findings, they claim, from social media, Walmart, and Target.
Right.
I don't know about their methodology.
Yeah.
If you look closely, Missouri is supposed to say, I guess, Sour Patch Kids, not Sour Path Kids.
Yeah, or else I'm just totally unaware of candy.
Yeah, and I
but
don't
yeah, I think it's
get
Sour
it.
Patch.
Tom and I were sort of dissecting this earlier. We noticed that Alaska and Hawaii both prefer wax bottles.
Yeah, both, and
Remember
those are the
those?
two that are not part of the contiguous, United States, and they both like wax bottles. Yeah, with the little juicer, it's sugar water.
It's
kind of
sugar
stuff.
water in there. And then what do
Yeah.
you do with the rest of the bottle? You chew it like gum, but you really can't, so it's just kind of a waste. I don't understand that.
It's a jaw exercise because you go. But I mean, not the bottles, but they had straws. I remember when I was a kid and like playing baseball as a little kid, I'd always get them.
We didn't have straws, but look closely at Wisconsin. What do you see there?
Kraft cheese slices.
Kraft cheese slices, Wisconsin. No, let's not. New Jersey was specific, banana Laffy Taffy, which I can totally sign on because I was at a movie this weekend with my daughter and I had a banana BB Bats.
I don't know what that
BB
is.
Bats,
Nope.
the little circle, they're little taffy suckers, BB Bats.
Oh, okay.
They're fantastic.
Yeah, okay. Well, but
I had a chocolate one last night.
Not strawberry taffy, not apple. It had
It's
to be
banana
or nothing.
in New Jersey, or else it's not a good thing. Okay, North Dakota likes baked beans, and Twitter just is losing its mind. But I think what they mean is the
Boston baked beans.
Boston baked beans.
Yeah, the candies.
It's like
Unless
a peanut.
they're carrying a bowl of baked beans into the theater.
And that's even weirder than the cheese. We should get those two together.
I wonder if you can order them at the Alamo. Yeah, bring me a bowl of baked beans.
You probably can,
Yeah,
actually. But isn't Boston baked beans the peanut with the candy around the outside?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, that's what I thought. So anyway, there were all the, Necco wafers was one of the ones, and those are weird. But there were the usual suspects, some decent states were like, we love M&Ms, and I'm like, I like that state a little better now.
And Dum-Dums.
Dum-Dums.
And Milk Duds.
It was an interesting, so anyway, check the map out and
Yeah.
see if you agree. So we just thought that would be fun for you to know. It is a beautiful day in the Ozarks. We're going to have a great show here on Ozarks Live. We have our two go-to guys, Will Worsham and Bruce Porter, on hand to talk money and keeping you out of trouble.
Yeah, plus our film guy is here to talk about some new movies that are streaming that you can't miss. But before we get to all that, here's what's on the radar.
All right, I want to start with a fashion trend that I would like to discuss, and frankly, I am not sure if I'm concerned or relieved. Okay, I'll let you help me decide.
All right.
The mismatched footwear trend is a thing. Apparently, I was reading an article in Refinery 29, and this is apparently everywhere, okay? Designers are sending this look down the runway, and otherwise well-dressed women are sporting it on the street. Again, I've arrived to work with mismatched shoes before, but that's because I'm old and I was probably in a hurry, and at least they were close, like I'd have on a brown pump and a black pump.
That's 5-year-old fashion. And I don't mean it's 5 years
Right.
old. It's like your average 5-year-old will do that every now and
And
then.
Mommy says, you can't wear that to school like that. And then, you need to say, yes, actually you can. Well, if you're a grown woman, apparently you can.
Could they wear like a stiletto and a flap?
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's not like, at least they didn't put like a pump with a flip-flop or a house shoe or something.
Walking like a pirate with a big limp the whole
Well, I put this
time.
out on my Facebook today, and people were just kind of like, wow, so I've been a fashionista all my life and didn't know it. But now here's one way to think of it. If you really want to be trendy nowadays, you need to buy at least 2 pair of shoes every time. Think about it. Because you need one of this one and you need one of that one, and they're not going to sell you a mismatched pair. So that's not a bad thing. You get to buy 2 pair now. You have to if you want to be cool. So
or
there you go.
can find these things just on the street every now and then, too.
There's
one
always
shoe
just
here,
one.
One shoe there. There's never two.
There's never two. There's always one.
All
yeah.
right.
Those make me sad.
That's kind
Let's
of
not
cool.
talk about that anymore. I
and
think
you'd
that's
have
strange.
you'd have two pairs then.
You would.
Should they be? Oh, gee, all right. Hey, you want to hear about a new gadget designed to get your kids out and about to learn and discover? This is cool.
Really
it's
cool.
from New Deal Design, and it's called Spot. It's a handheld scanner that kids can point at an object, say a flower or a bird, and hear it talk back to them. Spot recognizes the object and voices a little monologue from it and gives information about itself, suited to kids ages 5 to 9. Then at bedtime, a secondary feature comes into play when Spot uses its built-in projector to weave a story around the day's discoveries. For example, a little girl named Max spots a robin with the toy, all right? Spot will say, "Hi, Max, my name is Robin, and I'm hungry. Did you know?" And then tell her appropriate details. Then at bedtime, Spot might say, "Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Max who met a robin," and spin the tale of Max and the bird. Okay? The idea behind Spot is to teach children being present and in the moment skills during an important stage in their development. Again, it's by New Deal Design, and it's called Spot.
Is it just for kids, or there's no law that's going to keep me from getting one, right?
You want one, don't you?
I do.
Hi, Joy. My name is Robin.
I pointed at you and it says, "Joy, this one is bad news.
Stay away.
You need different coworkers. I told you not to go back there." I want one of those. All right, I've got one to make you scratch your head, all right?
Okay.
What do tacos and essential oils have in common?
Nothing.
Not a darn thing, okay? Unless you're talking about the taco chain Del Taco, okay? This is unusual. I told you that at the outset. Get this. Del Taco is getting into the essential oils business temporarily, okay? It's launching the Craveable Sweet and Scents aromatherapy set that includes 3 scents: chocolate, vanilla, and churro.
Oh.
Okay, it goes on sale at the Del Taco website today. Now, this comes as part of a promotion for the Mini Churro Dipper Shake, which if you look at the right side of this graphic here, you can see the shake. Now, I can sign off on that. I would much rather have that than 3 little bottles of essential oils, but that's just me. Now, Del Taco apparently wants to help us relieve some stress. I'm thinking Del Taco missed the mark a little here. I don't know why there's not like a taco, cheese enchilada, nachos, margarita, salsa, essential oils. That would make me happier.
I've often wondered the same thing. Now, I know, I think statistics show that vanilla, the smell of that does ease tension, and
I'm
some
sure.
people feel that way with lavender. But, yeah, I'd much rather have things, oh, it's a taco. Oh, it's the, yeah.
I grew up.
Popcorn, ooh.
Well, that's what popcorn has that effect on you. When I was growing up in Arkansas, there was a guy who owned a little Mexican restaurant, one of the best ever. And when he would come in my dad's dentist office, everybody was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my goodness,
You
we
feel
all
good.
want." Now, see, that's what Del Taco should release, in
Yeah.
my opinion. I'm just going to throw it out
I
there.
think she's right. All right, coming up.
I am right.
Our legal eagle is here with our #1 money man. And they've got some great information for us, per usual.
Yep, don't go away. Ozarks Live is just getting started.